This is the HOTPEAK mini projector with rechargeable battery. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the user manual, power adapter for the unit, here is the projector itself of course, and a remote control. Let me tell you a bit about this unit first, and then we'll go ahead and test it out. This will accept up to a 4K signal, but the resolution of the projector is natively 720p. It has 200 ANSI lumens, 8000:1 contrast ratio, and it weighs only 2.5 pounds. Nice and lightweight like that. And like I said before, it is battery powered. So this is actually a charger for it. You can of course use it plugged in if you want. So that's really nice that it weighs only 2.5 pounds. The battery in it is going to last up to 3.5 hours, of course, at the lowest brightness. How long you will get at the highest brightness, you're going to have to try that and see. But it's there. It's definitely going to be more than plenty to get this up and running and maybe watch a good hour show or something like that. So that wouldn't be too bad. It's got Wi-Fi 6 built in, Bluetooth 5.2. It also has Android TV 11. This has automatic keystone, but manual focus. So the keystone is how in like that or in like that the picture is, depending on how you have the projector set up. We'll see that a little later. And for the focus, you have this ring here. You turn that back and forth, and that will focus it. You must do that part manually. This will project up to a 200-inch screen, and it has HDMI in as well as a USB port. So HDMI, you can plug anything you want into that. It could be a cable box or some other streaming device as such, or even a DVD player if you got an old movie for the kids or something like that you want to plug in. Or it has a USB port. You can plug something like a flash drive into that has your own stuff on it. And we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Now it comes on its own base like this. You can see how it rotates like that, anywhere from there all the way to the other side like that. If you need to turn it this way, you just turn it. However, there is no tripod mount and no mount there either. It must be on its own stand as you see it like that. That's how it works. So you're going to need something like a tabletop or something to put this on that's high enough to project onto whatever screen or on the wall or anything like that as you're using it. It does have a speaker built in, as you see here. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see how the sound is. I'm sure it's not terribly exciting. We are talking about a very small unit here and a miniature projector. But like I said, it does have Bluetooth, so it can be paired up with a Bluetooth speaker to greatly enhance the sound of it. That really is just about all you need to know about it. There's your ports on the back there, and it sits there and does its thing. We need to peel this guy off over here, so I'll get that done, and then we can test it out. But I thought it was really interesting because you can peel that off and press the button on the back, and within a few seconds it's all self-contained. You can actually see the image right there. Of course, we'll focus it and do all that later. But yeah, it's a completely portable wireless projector. I think that's really cool. Alright, here is my makeshift little setup here. I have this projecting on the ceiling because that's the only white space that I have. And the first thing we're going to do is go over to settings. I have been in here already. Network settings, for example, Wi-Fi. You go into that and you can go through and select whatever network that you want, just like that. If you notice, if I go back there a second, there's a black mark up there. That's on the ceiling. It's not the projector, so I can't do anything about that. And Bluetooth in there, we can pair up with stuff. We'll play with that a little bit later. But I'll show you the settings here. So after you do that, you can do your time and date, and you know, obviously that's all there. If you're connected to the network, you can do it automatically. And then we'll go over to sound and volume settings. You can adjust that right there, and the button sound you can change. Over in display, you have keystone correction and battery mode. There is the recommended mode at the lowest brightness. There is the performance mode, and the energy saving mode is right there. Also, please excuse any keystone issues with the image. I can't have the projector and the camera in the very same plane, so it's not going to appear as a square on your screen. That's impossible for the setup that I have. One thing I did need to do was make the image smaller, like zoom it out kind of thing, or zoom it in as they call it. And that's actually under the keystone settings here. You could do your forward projection, rear projection, anything like that. Turn it around, 4-point scaling or whole scaling, which is what I did right there. And I was able to zoom in and out to get it to fit what you see there. We'll go back into settings again, and languages. You can select any number of different languages as you see, and your input method for the Android side of things. And then you can go over to device, and it just tells you a little bit of information about it, as you can see right there. Apps we'll get to in a bit. Under more settings, you have reset data or system update. That's really about it. Now, first thing we're going to do, I have a flash drive plugged into the USB port, so we're going to go to Files. And we're going to go over to this flash drive here. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on here. Let's try a movie. If you have pictures, you can do that, and it will display it as such. I don't know of a way to make it do a slideshow, but that's not really the focus of that per se. If we go back into Files, we can go over to File, and we'll go back and we'll go over to Music, and we're going to go down to this one and play it. So that's the kind of sound that you can expect from it. Of course, you can raise the volume if you want. But that's about what you can expect from that. But if we go back to settings here, under network settings, you can go to Bluetooth there. And there it is right there. We're going to pair up. There we go. It's connected. So now I'm going to go back and play that very same song. Turn that up a bit. So you can see that by using a Bluetooth speaker, you can greatly enhance the sound. And back at the home screen, you can see there's Netflix, YouTube, but also there's Google Play. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different stuff here that you can choose from. It's loading in. I don't have the greatest Wi-Fi in this particular area, but it'll load up eventually. And you can choose from all kinds of stuff just like that. Go into YouTube, Netflix, anything you want, and it's built right in on board without your needing to do anything else. So, very handy little device. I love that it's self-contained and has a battery on it. It's really convenient. I've tested a number of projectors, and it's nice that I don't have to run an extension cord here and set this all up. It just works on its own accord. That's really nice for backyard movie night. Once again, this is the HOTPEAK mini projector with rechargeable battery. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.